At some point today, you're going to feel something heavy, and your first instinct will be to find somewhere private to feel it. A bathroom, your car, a bedroom with the door closed, somewhere nobody can see you. That instinct feels like dignity. It feels like strength. But for 300,000 years of human history, it didn't exist. The idea of grieving alone, of hiding pain from the people around you, is one of the most recent inventions in the entire story of our species. And what replaced communal grief is one of the quietest catastrophes in modern life. Let's start with a cave in northern Iraq, because that's where the story actually begins. In the 1950s, archaeologist Ralph Solecki was excavating Shanidar Cave when he found something that changed everything we thought we knew about ancient humans. Buried roughly 60,000 years ago, deep inside the cave, was a Neanderthal body. Not just placed there, arranged deliberately, positioned carefully, surrounded by the pollen of flowers that someone had gathered from miles away and carried back to that cave. Flowers. 60,000 years ago. This wasn't survival behavior. You don't carry flowers miles through dangerous terrain because it helps you eat or stay warm. You do it because someone died and you needed the act of gathering to mean something. You do it because grief, even then, was never meant to be quiet or private or done alone in a room. Neanderthals held funerals before modern humans existed. And when modern humans arrived, they went further. In the Zhu-Huanxi communities of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups still living close to the original human lifestyle, grief moves through the entire camp like weather. Everyone stops. Everyone participates. There is no such thing as someone else's loss. When anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years documenting their lives, she found that the social bonds formed during shared grief were among the strongest and most lasting in the entire community. You didn't just mourn together. You became something together. This was the pattern across every culture on Earth for almost all of human history. The ancient Greeks had professional mourners, women hired specifically to wail at funerals, to make grief loud and public and witnessed. In Ireland, it was called keening, a specific form of vocal mourning, half cry, half song, performed together over the body of the dead. In many West African communities, the sound of collective grieving would carry across entire villages, announcing the loss to everyone, pulling people in from every direction. Think about what that means. Grief was never supposed to be quiet. It was supposed to be heard. And here's the part that science is only now beginning to understand. In 2013, researcher Ad Vingerhutz at Tilburg University published findings from decades of studying human crying. What he found was uncomfortable. Crying alone almost never makes people feel better. The relief people associate with a good cry, the physical release, the calm that follows, those effects only reliably happen when someone else is present, when you are seen, when your pain lands somewhere outside your own chest. This is not an exaggeration. The data is consistent across cultures, across age groups, across different types of loss. The human nervous system cannot fully process grief in isolation. It was not built to. For 300,000 years, it never had to. And here's the part nobody talks about. The word condolence comes from the Latin condolere. It means to suffer together. Con, with, dolere, to suffer. We still use the word. We send condolences. We write it in cards. But we almost never do the actual thing the word describes, which is to take someone's suffering into your own body and carry part of it alongside them. The word survived. The act disappeared. So what happened? Cities happened. Apartment walls thick enough to cry behind without anyone hearing. A culture that decided processing grief quietly and quickly was a virtue. That falling apart in front of others was a burden. That the goal was to return to normal as fast as possible. The Industrial Revolution needed workers who showed up on time. Visible grief was inefficient, so we moved it behind closed doors, and after a few generations, it started to feel like that was where it had always belonged. It hadn't. Not even close. We eliminated something that took 300,000 years to build. The circle of people around your pain, the voices that told your nervous system it wasn't alone, the hands that carried part of what was too heavy to carry by yourself. We traded all of that for a locked door, and most of us never even knew it was gone.